let's talk about the monster.
One small-town New England family living out their adventures, one day at a time, sharing for the whole world to see. This is Build-A-Lot Acres. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video.
In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Sotz Monster Maul. The Sotz Corporation, based out of Columbia Station, Ohio, was an American manufacturer of all metal splitting tools, as well as many other types of tools for the firewood enthusiasts that we're going to get into later in the video. But the creator, Leonard Sotz, sought out to make an all-metal tool that was much different than the wooden-handled tools of the time. It had a wide head, a heavy weight, and an all-steel construction design. The Sotz tools were often advertised in magazines of the day. Mother Earth News, Popular Science, and Popular Mechanics were three great examples. The ads would often show the models of tools you could get, different features, and often testimonials from satisfied customers. They had multiple models for the user to choose from. The professional Maul had a longer strike guard, it had a rubber shock-absorbing handle, and a slightly heavier weight than some of the other models. The original Monster Maul, the most popular of all, with over 1 million sold, had a 16-pound total weight, which was a 12-pound Maul head and a 4-pound pipe handle. They had the Ladies Maul, which was designed for smaller framed users with a 12-pound total weight. And you had the Economy Maul, which was made slightly cheaper to compete in price point with copycat metal mauls of the day. There was one more Maul not shown on this list, which was the Mega Maul, which had a 24-pound total weight. So it was a real monster of a Maul, and it was designed for the biggest of splitting chores. You can see a good side-by-side of two different models. I believe what we're looking at here is a Ladies Maul and the original Monster Maul. So a 16-pound Maul versus a 12-pound Maul. Notice the difference in size of the head and the thickness of the head. Now these would be two great examples. You can see they both have similar length strike guards near the head, similar length handles, and most all Sotz Mauls have a pinched handle at the end to prevent it from rolling in your hand. Here's another good view of those two Mauls side by side. And speaking of the strike guard, we're going to look at this one. This would be your original Monster Maul. It had a fairly short strike guard, so if you overstruck or missed your target, you didn't do damage to the pipe handle. So it just gave it that little bit of extra strength that was really needed for tough chores. And when you stepped up into the professional Maul, you're going to see here it had a much longer strike guard, about twice the length of the original Monster Maul. And it also had a rubber handle to prevent shock from going into your body while striking large rounds. However, they did not want you using the back of the Maul like a sledgehammer, and they even wrote right on it, "Striking here voids warranty." This was a splitting-only tool. It was not designed to drive steel wedges or anything of that sort, and they made that crystal clear to the user. Here's just a quick side-by-side of an original Sotz Monster Maul with a cheaper generic all-steel Maul, which this one I believe is actually a Trooper Maul. But the Monster Mauls were really popular back in the day. A lot of magazines featured them, and you could buy them through the magazines. And Mother Earth News ran an article, The Great Wood Chopping Contest. I believe this was back in the late 70s, maybe early 80s. And the Monster Maul went head-to-head with a traditional steel maul, the wooden handle, as well as the Chopper 1 axe, which was with another very unique wood-splitting tool, which I happen to own. So if you guys want to see a video on the Chopper 1 axe, which had spring-loaded wings that helped push the wood apart, let me know and I will do something for that. But in addition to the Mauls, Sotz sold a number of other products, all pertaining to burning firewood. Here you can see the garage shop heater, which was a kit they sold that you could use to convert 55-gallon drums into a cheap wood-burning stove that would heat your garage or shop and not cost you a lot of money. The Sotz Corporation, it's hard to find the exact date that they started, but it appears it was perhaps as early as the 1950s. You'll see a lot of the ads from the late 70s and 80s mentioning 25 plus years in business, which would indicate somewhere in the 1950s range or very early 1960s. Here's another ad you can see where they have the budget heater, the garage heater, and a number of different products available from the Sotz Corporation. Another interesting product from Sotz would have been the Sotz Auto Draft, which was designed to help regulate and control the draft of your wood-burning appliance. One of the things I find most interesting with the Sotz line would be the lift and saw, as you can see to the right of the screen. This tool was basically a timber jack that had a folded over piece of steel triangle head and a hook, and it was designed to help you roll and lift your logs up into the air and allow easy cutting of rounds without getting your chainsaw bar stuck in the dirt. Here we're going to see a close-up of the lift and saw and just what it looks like. It's a very unique design and a unique tool, and one that you're not going to likely see of any other brand. A combination of the lift and saw and Monster Maul would have been just the ticket for the firewood burner and firewood cutter of the 1970s and 1980s. Sotz also offered a whole line of cleaning tools for your wood stove, be it shovels, rakes, hoes, and pokers. They offered everything that the firewood burner may have needed in that time period. So you may be asking yourself, what happened to the Sotz Corporation? Well, in the late 1980s, approximately 1989, the Sotz Corporation went out of business. After a good 30-year run in the firewood tool business, and after creating some of the most unique and memorable firewood-related items ever seen on the market to date, they no longer existed. They sold off much of their product, I'm assuming in bulk, to sellers who bought it at a discount, and then relisted it as single items online, often putting the words collectible attached to it to make it more desirable and ask more money for single items from potential buyers. But I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it fun and informative. If there's any Sotz products that you can think of that I left off that you would like to see mentioned, please leave it in the comments below. See you next time.